Shalom, Israel. It's your boy New Breed coming through with another live stream. Mass media manipulation. You can see that coming around full circle. As you come into this live stream, make sure you mash the thumbs up button. It allows YouTube to send the notifications out. What's good with y'all? I see y'all rolling in pretty quick. I'm glad y'all catching another live stream. What's good, family? What's good? Hey, I want to talk about mass media manipulation, ladies and gentlemen. I want to talk about the mind control techniques that's being used right now, especially on social media. Especially on social media. Whoever thought that social media would be media that dictates society? Whoever thought the court of public opinion would be driven by apps, would be driven by websites? I wonder sometimes if the sorcerers, wizards, and witches who created the box with flashing images had this in mind. Pretty sure they did. Yep. What I wanted to talk about in this video is the complete mind control. But first and foremost, let me acknowledge you all the people. We got AC in the house. We got Nathan Simon in here. Fly Guy, what's good? We got Blockham, Tiffany Means. New Improved Life was good. Kara Janelle was good. P. Phil. Yeah, I'm glad y'all catching another live. Now, in this live here, ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk about some of the things I'm seeing right now. All right. Right now, if I was to go on a racist rant right now as we speak, I would go viral. Let me repeat that. If I was to go on a racist rant right now, I would go viral, ladies and gentlemen. That's what's happening right now. It doesn't matter what website you frequent. I don't care if it's World Star Hip Hop. I don't care if it's Media Takeout, Shade Room, YouTube. Everything that's an isolated racial event that takes place is going viral right now. And that's by design, ladies and gentlemen. That is definitely by design. You see people having isolated events, but somehow the algorithm is pushing those isolated events. If it's anything to do with racism or anything racial, it's being pushed to the forefront. And that's by design as well. See, ladies and gentlemen, we was born into a race war. It's always been a rat race for the top position. That's all a race war is. But see, now it's going to a whole nother level, ladies and gentlemen. They're turning it up a notch in these last days. So right now, what you see on social media is they're creating a literal war. Because let me be real about this. A war is when the opposing sides are fighting back. Everybody is fighting. What we were born into as, quote unquote, what they call black people, was captivity. We was born into captivity, enslavement. But I'm going to tell you this right now. The generation that's underneath us, this new generation, they are going to fight. And I'm going to tell you why. They have been conditioned a certain way. They have been conditioned Think about if you was born from 2005 up, right? You was born 2004, 2003 till now, looking at the condition of the world as you know it, as you see it. Think about what your mentality would be like, especially based on how social media has pretty much conditioned people. I'm gonna tell you right now, these youngins right now, they're not going to no courthouse, they're not doing due process, they're not going to the precinct. Whatever happens is gonna end right then and there. That's where their mind frames are being headed. Whatever happens is gonna end right then and there. And that's just how it is with these youngins right now. And you know, when you talk to them, that's the mentality that they got. And that's just, it is what it is. It would be a official war if, which I'm not even gonna say if, they are engaging us. They're just doing it systematically. But it's a reason why you're seeing these things being spread. I seen, it was a lady in Birmingham, Alabama. She went viral, speaking about how the KKK are supposedly coming to Birmingham, Alabama, and killing off black folks. They was literally sending people home from work. Businesses was getting shut down because of this. So that went viral for a reason. You see various videos going viral. It was a young man who quit his job, cussed everybody ass out at the job. You know what I'm saying? Called them racist, whatever, you know. He's just going in, you know what I'm saying? And that goes viral. And it's a reason behind all of this. They're strumming up energy for a race war, a real race war, where it's going to be a fight. And what they're doing is trying to, what they're really trying to do is provoke minorities. They're trying to provoke us. That's what it is. And I even hate using that word minority because it's nothing minor about God's chosen people. Now, what I wanted to talk about in this video is the mind control over the whole world right now. Because a simple observation like we make, these astute observations that we make with the media, most of the world can't make those connections and correlations to what's going on. A lot of the world can't utilize common sense right now with a lot of these psyops and events that's taking place. A lot of people can't make sense of it. Now, I often like to speak about targeted individuals for a reason. When I speak about targeted individuals, ladies and gentlemen, I'm speaking about God's chosen people. I'm speaking about those who have to endure persecution, those who have to be subject to isolation, those who actually, a lot of the times are victims of gang stalking. For those who don't know what gang stalking is, that's neighborhood mobbing. It's when groups of people, individuals, secretly watch one individual for various reasons. It could be religious differences, political differences, and these people are often involved in Freemasonry. A lot of the times it's done with Freemasonry. And I bring this up for a couple reasons because, listen, there are certain individuals who had to suffer and deal with gang stalking. It's certain individuals who had to deal with that persecution from various agencies, like Masons in particular. And now it's like the whole world is enduring it. It's like the people who was enduring gang stalking, and some still are, but to a degree. The people who had to deal with this, it's almost like the Most High God was literally preparing them for the times that we live in right now. It's like the Most High God was protecting them, preparing them, and directing them. And now it's like all of these quote unquote targeted individuals are like 10 steps ahead of the game right now. They're like 10 steps ahead of the game. And I'm gonna tell you why I say that. So now you see the whole world under the same program you was under. Now think about this. People who was targeted had to deal with things like street theater. Let's use street theater as an example. Street theater is when people pretty much set up theater around you. Street theater is when people pretty much do things around you. They set up people, agents. People will walk by and give certain gestures at you. They'll whisper under their breath. They'll do certain things. They may even be close to your property a lot. They may walk near your property. It's certain things that they do, right? Now, if I brung this up, if you brung this up, if you were a victim of this, of gang stalking on any level, if you was to bring this up to anybody close to you, anybody in your family, they will automatically want to call St. Eve's and throw you in a straitjacket. They will automatically want to put you in a straitjacket because on a surface, it sounds crazy, right? It sounds crazy that, okay, in these Freemason lodges, they pick and choose people who may be outspoken, who may be religious, have religious differences, people who may not be morally deprivated like the rest of them, and they watch that person, they prick and prod, they damage their property. You would sound crazy saying that. But now look at the world. When you look on the media itself, you see nothing but street theater. You seeing nothing but street theater. I mean, you got police burning down and vandalizing their own police cars. You got people conducting riots, literally coordinating riots, strategically placing bricks. You are literally seeing street theater on a high level. And I couldn't think to myself, where does all of this looks familiar? I couldn't help but to say all of this looks familiar. It's like the same program that you was going through, the whole world has to go through it. Let me explain. A lot of people who was under gang stalking programs, a lot of these people, right, they had to be isolated before social distancing was even heard of. They had to be away from the general public. They had to socially isolate themselves. Couldn't be around a lot of people because you didn't know who to trust, for one. And you can just feel it in the air. You already knew that there was a hidden hand operating among people. And a lot of it was spiritual. Let's be real, a lot of it was spiritual. Not everybody was involved in organizations, but there was a great deal of demonic possession on a lot of people. So you had to be isolated. But see what it did to the chosen, to the elected, to the Most High's people, is it actually made them face their own demons. It made them stronger. It made them have a higher sense of morality. It built character because you had to learn to face your own vices. You know, you had to ask the Most High, why is this happening to you? You were forced to go to the Most High. You were forced to plug in and link in spiritually. You were forced to find out who you were and why you had to deal with certain things in life. Now, the general public was forced to social distance, forced to be on quarantine / lockdown. But the complete opposite happened. Yep, the complete opposite happened. Instead, they went into demon time. Instead, it was demon time for them. And you can see it full-fledged. Now, I'm just gonna put it out there. The media and the controllers, the powers that be, they did not hold no punches in what they did. I mean, they released CERN. They released the gates of hell on people, ladies and gentlemen. They use mind control. They use voice-to-skull technology. Yeah. They use different wave patterns in the air. They did a lot with the 5G towers. Oh yeah. It was the frequency needed to literally tap into people's minds. And I'm telling you, people are batshit crazy right now. Now the whole damn world needs a straitjacket. Can you picture that? But check this out. Everything that they rolled out, it had no effect whatsoever on targeted individuals. Let me repeat that. It had no effect whatsoever on God's chosen people, on the righteous, on those that were targeted. It had no effect, ladies and gentlemen. The Most High God already conditioned us for the time we living in. I mean, it's clear and it's evident, but the whole world have lost their damn minds, ladies and gentlemen. They have lost their minds. I'm telling you, they believe things that do not make any sense whatsoever, ladies and gentlemen. I'm talking about things that make no sense whatsoever. How is it that they told you that you can get a respiratory disease / flu on the cusp of springtime in 80-degree weather when we know that air itself kills viruses? We know they told you it can live on surfaces for 24 hours when we know that air can kill viruses. We know that 80-degree temperature can kill a virus. That's why when you get a cold or a flu, you sweat it out. You start sweating and it goes away in days. They told us so many things that just did not make any sense. The righteous never believed it. I mean, you could just walk around and see everybody in masks. Even right now in Atlanta, 85 degrees outside, masks everywhere. They told you, listen, and then they told you all that. They gave you news, right? Where the death tolls was rising. I mean, the death tolls were high. And one black man dies. Check this out, a black man, y'all. Since when did they care about black people dying? One black man dies, coronavirus disappears. It just vanishes. Nobody bats an eye at it. Nobody bats an eye at this. None of the churches are saying anything, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody's silent. But check this out. Everybody who's involved in this whole uprising, this call for unity and peace, this call for quote unquote justice, you can see clear as day, they all part of the program. You can see it clear as day, all part of the program. So what the Most High did for us was he actually made it apparent and evident who's against us, who's set up through these lodges, who's set up through the social construct. He's showing us clear as day. The lines in the sand have been divided. It's clear as day. You know exactly who the people are involved in this. You can see them. A lot of them are walking around with masks. A lot of them are afraid. A lot of them are confused. A lot of them are protesting. A lot of them are rioting. The ones who gang stalked you are now being vexed with madness. The ones who gang stalked you are now being vexed with utter madness. They are placed under a strong delusion. In the scriptures, the Bible says that people will be placed under a strong delusion that they may believe a lie. That they may believe a lie. And that's exactly what you see. People just believe anything. I mean, anything that media box tell them, they believe it. And it's absolutely phenomenal, the correlations that we can make between how the Most High protected us, how he surrounded us, how he made sure that we had direction in this time. Because most people, they can't relate to what's being said right now, because if it's on TV, it has to be real, right? It has to be real. These are the same people that told you that they landed on the moon. These are the same people that told you that they landed on the moon. Ladies and gentlemen, the moon is a luminary. The moon is a light, according to the Bible, for those who don't know. The moon doesn't actually rise. The moon goes through portals. The Bible tells you the moon goes through portals. It is a luminary, not a rock, ladies and gentlemen. This luminary goes through portals. So does the sun. This is why you can sometimes see the sun and the moon in the sky, sometimes at the same time, because it's not rising and setting. It's going through portals. But they told you they can land on the moon with Hollywood. They got on the moon and said the eagle has landed, They planted a flag down, and guess what? The wind was blowing in the flag. There's no oxygen on the moon, but you see the flag blowing in the wind. But we're supposed to believe that. No oxygen on the moon. If you go back now, all these years ago, and look at the moon landing, just look at it. Look at the green screen. I mean, it is absolutely ridiculous. You got people who got home studios with better green screens than that moon landing right now. It's absolutely fake. But that was through the federal government. So when are we going to stop believing lies? Just lies. And then everything that the righteous and the elected have said for years, for decades, everything that we was preaching was called conspiracy theories. They was called conspiracy theories, and now you see that they're true. Now you see that what happens when a conspiracy theory becomes reality? What happens? Do we continue following the lies, or, I mean, what do we do here? Are we not to believe? Are we not to believe that there are conspirators in this world? Are we not to believe that there's people fighting for utter control? And that's what they want. They want control. These people, I don't even want to call them people. There were satanic beings, Luciferian reptilian people, or whatever they are, demons that operate. Remember, the Bible says we battle not against flesh and blood, but wickedness and principalities. They operate behind closed doors. There's a hidden hand. I mean, just recollect of some of the things you've been through. And I don't know how many people in this chat have experienced gang stalking or what they call targeted individuals, but I'm gonna tell you like this. When my program first started, I knew that something was wrong. I had a confrontation with a neighbor. I had a confrontation with a neighbor. This neighbor happened to have Freemason license plates. This neighbor happened to have a tag. Sounds, there's a lot of echo in here. This neighbor happened to be a Freemason. And that's when my program began, excuse me. And I'm gonna tell you now, these people are some of the most disgusting people, vile people, and they're controlled. I'm telling you, they would do things like noise campaigns. You would hear loud noises in the middle of the night. They don't care if you have small children. These people will destroy your property. They'll break into your vehicle. I mean, they'll do all kind of things, man. They disgusting people. But here's the catch here. You couldn't say anything to anybody. You couldn't say anything to anybody because that would make you seem like you're quote unquote crazy, right? It is almost like people were just waiting for you to say somebody's watching you. Somebody's doing something in public that's strange when you go out. Somebody is systematically damaging your property. Somebody is tapping your phone. You're experiencing electronic harassment, things of that nature. That sounds crazy when you say that. Sounds crazy. But guess what? Look at what the media is doing now. So how could that be so far-fetched? Look at what the media is doing now. How could that be far-fetched? See, ladies and gentlemen, there is nothing new under the sun. There is nothing new under the sun. The prophets of old, the disciples, The people of the book, they was watched. There was campaigns set up against them. And I'm pretty sure that some things that I posted on social media may have created some attention as well, with these primitive beasts that watch and stalk. If y'all gaining edification from this live stream, make sure y'all mash that thumbs up button, because pretty soon we're gonna go in a Q&A and I want people to be able to ask questions. Thank you for the donation, family. Appreciate your wisdom. All praises to the Most High. Yep, someone said witches also play against us. Absolutely. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, there's a spiritual realm. There's things that happen all the time around us. There's people who operate in darkness. But here's the thing. With all that's going on in the world right now, it is not affecting the righteous. It is not affecting the targeted individuals. It's not affecting God's people. In fact, we are ahead of the game right now, because the world don't even know what to make of what they're saying. I'm telling you, there's mass confusion. And the mind control that they released, the energy and the airwaves that they released, the demons that they released from hell using the CERN program, the 5G to manipulate the mind and the brain patterns. I'm telling you right now, it is driving most people insane. It is driving most people insane, but the righteous, the Most High's people, we're not affected by it. In fact, we're starting to be strategic about how we move. We're starting to think more. We're starting to actually gravitate towards one another like we're supposed to. People of like mind are starting to gravitate towards one another, which is good. That's what we're supposed to be doing right now. Because, I mean, it's almost like this. You can be in a room full of 100 people, and it can only be you and one other person who can see. That's crazy. That's astounding. That's an astounding number right there. You can walk in somewhere, it could just be you and another person. They'll be looking around like, man, what is wrong with everybody? You understand? That's a sign right there. Because we stick out to each other. It's like real, a great quote I always like is real recognize real. Real recognize real, ladies and gentlemen. It just is what it is. When there's somebody that can see you, like, okay, that's a real one right there. They not plugged in the matrix. I can link in. The Most High is making it apparent for you. No doubt. Let's see. Hey, how y'all doing?
Hello, how are you?
Pretty good.
Okay. Is my blowing power going on?
Somebody said the sirens are fitting the topic. Oh yeah. As you can see, wherever I go here in Atlanta, you hearing sirens because it's still kind of wild out here. A couple days ago, some brothers they was riding down the hood, man, on the south side. No, they was on the south side riding some tanks, man. I'm like, what the hell? How these brothers get some tanks? I mean, wow. Yeah, these dudes was riding some tanks, y'all. Some army tank. Like who? How? You know what I'm saying? Actually, it's on World Star too. It's on World Star. Thanks for the donation, family. Appreciate you. Yeah, they came through the south side with 2 tanks. Wilding out. Some young cats too. Some young cats, man. Somebody said Purge Election year. That's exactly what it is. Just like that Purge movie Election, what was it called? Purge Election Day. Yep. No doubt about that. Yeah, I'm telling you, man, the mind control is real. Think about this. They had a clip that they aired on World Stars where I seen it. The police are walking by, and it's a 75-year-old Caucasian male. He tries to walk through the police, pretty much walk through the crowd. The police push him down, and he just starts bleeding from the head. Absolutely fake. Absolutely fake. I'm talking about he has a mask on. Under the mask, you can see tubes. You can see tubes leading up to his ear. And if you zoom in on the video, you can see the blood, the fake blood, leaking from the tube. It's coming out the front of the ear. Absolutely fake. 100% fake. But they air on mainstream news, the police have been arrested. The police have been charged, and now that becomes the story. So it went from marching for justice to the last couple weeks, the last couple days, I should say, this elderly man being pushed down and the police being charged. All fake. I mean, you can look at it, physically look like, man, that's the first time I seen it, it's like, man, that ain't real. That's nothing real about that. Anytime they air something, you got to question why. What's the purpose? What is the purpose? It's like everything has an agenda. Everything that they push on media has an agenda. I'm telling you. And right now, it is war. They have waged war on the people. You looking at big bank take little bank right now. The death of small business. They want you completely relying on their system. Absolutely. Somebody said question everything. Right. Don't believe nothing you see on the media right now. Just don't believe it. That's why I say, man, look, the only news I'm really following is the Bible. Whatever lines up with prophecy, that's what I'm rocking with. Whatever lines up with prophecy. Somebody says it's a load of BS. See, I'm glad y'all can see. A lot of people can't. People will be like, well, why would they lie about this? Because they're conducting warfare. It's mind control. The best way to go to war is to confuse your enemy, right? When your enemy don't know what the hell to believe. If your enemy don't know what to believe, they're in a state of disarray. It's easy to fool them. It's easy to put them in traps. A lot of what you see is diversions, distractions. Listen, that enemy, that Lucifer, Satan, is a master manipulator. He's a serpent. He's called the subtle beast of the field for the reason. The most subtle beast of the field. He's all about cunning deception and manipulation. That's what it's about. He has to lure you in. He has to get you to react. Somebody said facts don't get drawn into Satan's snares. No doubt. Yeah, absolutely. He controls the airwaves. Listen, Hollywood was a magic wand in Harry Potter. Also, the Druids used Hollywood. When you would burn the actual Hollywood, it would make people hallucinate. So it's magic, ladies and gentlemen. The TV is magic. And I'm gonna tell you now, they opening amusement parks back up right now. A couple weeks ago, I did a video about that because I felt the need to speak on that because I'm gonna tell you something. That's a weapon in itself too. Let me explain. The amusement parks that they opening back up is a weapon. For one, in order for you to go into the amusement park, they're checking temperatures. They're doing certain tests on you when you go. They're requiring that you wear a mask, even on these roller coasters. Now, when you wear a mask, ladies and gentlemen, you're breathing in carbon monoxide. You're getting a lack of oxygen. So if you're on a roller coaster or ride, even a water ride, and you getting jerked back and forth, left and right, you getting your head jerked, and you getting all of that impact and speed, I'm telling you, it's gonna cause brain damage to a lot of people. A lot of people who going to these amusement parks are gonna be damn brain dead. I'm telling you. I mean, everything they doing is for a reason. Everything that they do is for a reason. This is war. This is what war looks like. Yeah, carbon. Yeah, what I say? Carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide. That's what I meant. Somebody said mask does more harm to the person wearing it than it does good. No doubt. Somebody said the animals are attacking nature is not food. Yeah, the animals not food, man. They just waiting for the people to wake up. I'm gonna tell you right now. The animals ain't food at all. They just wait for people to wake up. They trying to be free too. Yeah, they trying to be free too. Yeah, that's what's going on in the world right now, man. Mass mind control. And I'm not talking about just media. Let me be specific when I tell you. When I say mass mind control, I'm talking about this thing is deep. I'm talking about there's satellites in the sky right now that is creating wave patterns in people's minds. They have cracked open a CERN program. I mean, they didn't release hell gates on people. I mean, anything you can think of, voice to skull technology, 5G, whatever to just completely throw the people off. On top of that, everybody got on a mask. On top of that, everybody breathing in carbon dioxide and getting a lack of oxygen. So you can't expect people to quote unquote have common sense right now. The same ones who were tasked with the duty of stalking you have been vexed with madness. And a lot of them are off their post right now. A lot of these perpetrators are on the streets creating street theater against the whole world. And I'm telling you, they're going to be destroyed from the inside out, man. Because you can see them turning against each other. For real. Hold up. Somebody said, how will we avoid chips in vaccine? Listen, the Most High is giving you direction right now in your life. That's why you're not believing a lot of the nonsense. That's what made you even gravitate towards this channel. So if he directed you out of the nonsense and the lethargic way of thinking, if he directed you out of all the lies and propaganda, he's going to direct you out of danger as well. We got to have trust and full submission of the Most High. He's going to create ways for his righteous. Let me tell you something. All through history, I don't care if it was Greek captivity, Roman, ancient Assyria, ancient Babylon, it didn't matter. The Most High always found a way to free his people, the ones who was obedient to his word. As long as you're obedient to his word and you operating under that Holy Spirit, it's going to be direction created for you in this end day. He's going to tell you how to move, when to move, where to move, and make time for you. And he the Most High know you from the inside out. He know you. Listen, he know what you're going to ask him for before you even ask him. He know you from the inside out. So when it comes down to it, he's going to judge you based on your inner works, who you are as a person, what you really about. Because you can fool everybody in the world. You can fool everybody, but you ain't going to fool him. You ain't going to fool the Most High. So regardless of what everybody else think, doesn't matter. The one who really matters is the Most High God. And as long as you right with him, he's going to make a way where you good. You ain't got nothing to worry about. Listen, a lot of people don't understand what it's like to have true peace. You know, the things that I speak of, it's not out of worry. It's not out of fear. It's not out of any of that. I actually am at true peace because I understand. The Bible says the truth, you will know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. I'm free. You understand? The Most High has made me a free man because I know who I am. And I know that I don't have to answer to anybody but him. Like, that's a wonderful feeling. That's a wonderful feeling knowing that you don't got to answer to nobody but the Most High. It's a wonderful feeling. Just is what it is. You got all of these organizations set up. You got Masons. You got all of these fraternities. You got all of these brotherhoods, right? All of these people who operate in secrecy. They have to answer to somebody. They have to answer to somebody who is their predecessor. They have to answer to somebody who controls and manipulates them. They got to be a part of a hive. Just knowing that you don't got nobody to answer to, but the Most High should tell you that you have nothing to fear but God himself. Yes, you should fear the Most High. You should fear his wrath. You should fear his judgment. Because regardless of what all of these religious folks say, or these deep spiritual people say, or these Pan-Africans, or these Egyptologists, when you're on your deathbed, that's who you're going to call on. You're going to call on God. I don't care what they say. I don't care how much pride they have. I don't care how well they are with words. I don't care how educated they seem to be. I don't care how many books and references they can give you. When you're on your deathbed, you're going to call out on the Most High. It just is what it is. So that's why I don't pay too much attention to people just because they're articulate. Nah, man, if it ain't directing me to the Most High God, I don't want to hear it. If it's not giving me clarity to the times I'm living in, don't want to hear it. You got a lot of people, especially on social media right now, who don't know what to think. But instead of being silent and not putting out false information, they're going to just ride the wave. You know, I don't see, you're not supposed to give a damn what people think. Just not. Give them truth, man. It is mass mind control, media manipulation, man. And it's almost like we don't even understand how people are believing the nonsense. I mean, it's just so ridiculous, man. It's asinine, some of the stuff we seeing on media. Yeah, y'all smash that thumbs up button. See, these the type of videos that we want to go viral, y'all. These the type of videos we want to go viral. We don't want videos that's race baiting to keep going viral, because what it's going to do is, with all these brainwashed, manipulated people, it's going to create a certain environment that the media wants. I'm going to repeat this. We was born into a race war. It's always been a rat race to the top. But the environment that they're creating is different. The environment they're creating is going to be a real war. And when I say a real war, I mean, they're not going to be able to do what they did in the past without it being a fight. And they know this. They know this. Not saying that our people never fought in history. Not saying that either. Because in history, you know, what they call minorities did fight. But not the way you're going to see it now. Not the way you're going to see it now. It's going to be a literal war. But we ain't going to let that affect us because, listen, the righteous, we can see we being directed. We being directed. Somebody said all of the things, the Bible doesn't deal with race. Yeah, the Bible does deal with race. All of the nations of the earth are listed in the Bible. The Bible definitely deals with race. Listen, the Bible deals with everything, brother. Everything. And we got 600 plus up in here. That's what's up. Says veterans, my paranoia is blamed on my PTSD. Gentiles, let me see. Appreciate your teachings and truth on this channel. Thanks for your videos and community. Peace and blessings. All praises to the Most High. Thank you for supporting. What about race, though? Do you have an opinion on group consciousness? I'm not sure what you mean by that. I mean, a group of people who are conscious? Somebody said George Floyd was a sacrifice. I most definitely agree with you. Since when has the whole world, and these riots are going on worldwide, protests are going on worldwide, not just in America. Since when have the whole world been in an uproar based on a death or the unlawful death of what they call a black man? Since when? Since when? Listen, black folks kill black folks every day. Black people kill black people every day. Some of these conscious, woke black folks, some of these celebrities, they don't give a damn about no black people. A lot of people don't give a damn about black people. A lot of black people don't give a damn about black people. I'm just telling you how it is. But you telling me that this got the whole world in an uproar? I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. See, it's way deeper than what meets the eye. The truth is, other races of people were already protesting here in America because of the economic collapse. Other races were already protesting in America because of an economic collapse. But they needed everybody involved. That's all. They needed blacks, Mexicans, Hispanics. They needed everybody involved. They needed everybody to implode from the inside out because everybody wasn't with the program. I'm just not buying it. It is what it is. Yeah, somebody said coronavirus disappeared. Yeah, it vanished. Vanished in the thin air, man. You seen George Floyd's Freemason funeral. All of the celebrities in the house. You have Reverend Al Sharpton in the house. Listen, every time I see Reverend Al Sharpton, I already know it's some nonsense. Every time I see Reverend Al Sharpton, I just be like, oh, here we go. They done brung Reverend Al Sharpton out. I know it's some nonsense behind this, man. Yeah, they done brung Al Sharpton out. They done brung the whole the whole black delegation out. All of the boule in the building. Yeah. There's what it is. Man, as always, family, we always building, having these good live streams. Y'all gonna be getting a live probably every day this week. Y'all gonna get one. Well, Friday, y'all get one Friday night as usual, but y'all probably will get one every day this week because it's a lot to talk about. It's a lot of topics to discuss. But as always, family, y'all stay safe out there. Shalom and peace.